maybe sometimes God uses therapy, God uses counseling, God uses certain things that you can do. So can you shed a little bit more light on people being open to taking up such means?
Yeah, I think what two very important things that you said, right? Everything is spiritual. That's what I believe. Because we are made of spirit. We're living in the spirit realm right now. We can't see it, but so much is happening in the spirit realm. And the enemy's only goal is to steal, kill, and destroy, right? Like, I mean, he wants to destroy us, and he will use any means necessary. And Joyce Meyer's Battlefield of the Mind, I think, was one of those pioneering books which really made it very clear and simple that hey, your mind is a place where the enemy can take hold of and use these things against you. And so there are many ways to tackle this. And of course, prayer, of course, the Word of God are very foundational to build our spiritual strength, to build our spiritual muscle. But thinking that that's the only dimension, or thinking that that should be enough, somehow puts this. I think that's where we've all come from, right? Like, especially our generation, we've grown up under this thing of your faith is not enough, you're not praying enough, and so you're suffering with this. How can you be a man of God? How can you be working in ministry and then go through all of these things, especially? And so I'm really grateful that you're even willing to share about those things, right? Because we do two things with mental health, right? Either, like I said, either we ignore and deny it, or we think, oh, just because someone has a mental health issue, something is totally wrong with them. They can never be okay, and God is not with them. We can go to that extent also. But
they
what?
need to demonize.
Yeah. That's a really bad thing. So let me do one thing, right? Like, I want to break down mental health for you. What is mental health? I've even heard people saying, oh, that person has mental health. No, we all have mental health because we all have a mind. Do you have a mind? Let's start there, right? What is our mind, right? It's our emotions, our thoughts, our whole experience. And so mental health is part of all of our lives, just like physical health, right? We talk about it. That's all that it is, right? So mental just has to do with the mind. Let's start there. And so it's all to do with our thoughts, our emotions, and our behavior, and things that happen in this realm, right? And there's different levels of severity also to what we deal with. Just because you're feeling sad does not mean that you're depressed. If you're feeling sad, you're feeling sad. So take that emotion. If you're feeling angry, we deal with emotions in therapy. We deal with thoughts in therapy, right? So a good therapist, even if it is a Christian therapist or a non-Christian therapist, a good therapist or a counselor is not someone who's giving you just advice to fix your life. Please listen to this, Christian counselors. You are not sent to advise someone or tell them, because I'll tell you something, like, pastoral counsel is good. Pastoral counsel is from the Word of God, from God's perspective. You minister to their heart. You're representing God's voice in their life. That is amazing. But Christian counseling is different from pastoral counseling, because Christian counseling is not opening up the Bible and saying, what are you going through? Okay, I have a verse for that. Let me shoot that out. Let me speak that over you, declare that, and that should fix it, There is a place for that, right? Like, you believe that, I believe that. But therapy is about making space for a person to be heard, to be seen, to really go through their emotions, go through sometimes their past, the trauma that they've been through, or so many different things, right? But basically, principles of counseling and therapy is that you make space for them to be heard. You help them find their own solution as you speak about your problem, right? So many things come up. And there's much more to it, but I'm trying to simplify it. And a good therapist has to provide that space of understanding, acceptance, and safety, where you're able to face yourself and see what's happening on the inside, right? And it's so important to understand why professionals are needed in this field, because if you're going through something serious, right? Like, you're not going to go to some random person and take whatever medicine they give you. You will want to go to a specialist. In that also, you will take second opinion, third opinion, and because you want to receive the best care. And I think even in the field of mental health, we are all working towards it, hopefully, to try and get the best care to people. And so, yeah, I think therapy, maybe it sounds like a big word, but and some people might think, why should I go pay someone to just go talk to them or get advice from them? But that's not all that it is. It's not supposed to be that at all. Therapists are trained in many different fields. There are trauma therapists, there's cognitive behavioral therapists, they deal with your thoughts and behavior. So there's different forms of it. If you want to find out more, I mean, hopefully I'm also working on some resources that can help people connect to these kind of spaces. But that's the hope that, we'll try and learn more about this instead of either demonizing it or stigmatizing it or even denying that you need help. Just even that small step to say, hey, maybe I need to take some help. It's not that something is wrong with you, right? Or that something will always be wrong with you. But something is wrong with you, right? If you're dealing with a headache, something's wrong. You need help. And so it's as simple as that. So I just hope that we can all do that, right? To just destigmatize it and to make it not something so extreme. And also understand that there are some really severe cases where you need medical intervention sometimes, and it takes a long time to see breakthrough. But what are you going to do? That's what we're dealing with as part of the broken world. And either you can deny it or you can say, hey, God's in it with us, and let's try and figure out how we can do this.
Hey, I hope you were blessed by this video, and I really encourage you to subscribe to this channel to get more such content which will bless you, edify you, and help you live the life that God has for you as well. I also encourage you to check out my daily podcast, Fuel for the Soul with John Gifta. By the grace of God, it's been trending across the globe, making an impact for the kingdom of God. To check out my books, especially my latest one, Unveil Your Purpose, which became a #1 new release on Amazon. To stay plugged in through a social media for regular inspirations on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter. To check out the weekly podcast where my messages get dubbed into Tamil. You can get more details at www.johngifta.com. And also, if you have been blessed by this ministry and you would like more people to be blessed by the ministry, I encourage you to support us financially. If you're in India, you can support us through Google Pay or net banking, or if you're anywhere around the world, you can support us through PayPal, and all the details are in the description. And I hope you were blessed and you would stay plugged in, and I will see you back next time. God bless you.